Hey everyone, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at how the INNO Wedge Plus roof-mounted cargo carrier fits on the 2017 Toyota RAV4. So your RAV4 is a SUV with a lot of adventure in a smaller vehicle, and there's lots of things you can do with this car. But what if you're planning on going and hitting the slopes? You've got your skis, you've got your snowboards, or maybe you just want to ride the waves and you have this smaller surfboard. You can't really store them inside your vehicle without filling it up with the snow, sand, or water. So a great place to keep them is on your roof. And that's where the INNO Wedge Plus can come in handy. It's great for those smaller and longer items because it keeps them safe and secure, and you have that nice box around them. So I did do a full video review about this box if you want to check out the specifics of the types of cargo and measurements and dimensions and things like that. Our focus here today is how it fits on the RAV4, and this can change depending on what kind of crossbars you have, how far apart they need to be. This is a really good fit. I have it all lined up, so let me show you how I made that happen. So what type of roof rack do you have? Depending on your RAV4's trim, you might have raised rails, or maybe you have a naked roof. Raised rails make it a lot easier to adjust the crossbars to where you want it to be. For the other types of roof racks, we have our raised rail crossbars at 25 inches apart. That's our crossbar spread. So for yours, try to get that in that general area. You can adjust this box back and forth too if needed. The box itself is 80 inches long, and that on your crossbars will help you figure out how much clearance do you need to open up the hatch and not hit the box. You have a slight angle here in the back anyways, and that should help out with that too. To open up your roof box, you have a button and a lock. So you got your keys, you get two of them, and they're key-alike for both sides. You just turn that over to the unlocked position, then you just press on that button. I really like that button design because other boxes, they require you to either press down the button or pull the latch while you're lifting the lid. Here, once the button is down, you can then use both of your hands to lift the lid up, and once it's up, it stays up. I really like INNO's memory mount clamps. You have your anchor points for your straps, you also have your clamps. So you just flip this up to release the clamp. You can adjust the tension at the end, and then once you have it around your crossbar, bring that down and it's secure super fast. So this will have 110 pounds weight capacity for your cargo, but this also depends on what type of roof rack you have and what your roof weight capacity is. So the box is going to weigh 44 pounds. Add that to your cargo, and then make sure that doesn't overburden your crossbars. Another thing with that is, while you do have a good amount of space here, the maximum height is going to be about 12 inches. So for your larger suitcases and duffel bags, if they don't fit in through the lid, they're not going to fit in the box. This is a dual access box, so you can actually access it on both sides. I like to have it offset to one side, whichever side I need to reach more often. That way I can push it all the way there and then have some extra space for other accessories. So with this offset to the passenger side, we don't really have that much space left over. Measuring from the end of the box to where our rails are, that's going to be 8 inches. If you have longer bars like what we have here, that's going to be 16 inches, especially if you utilize the T-Track system. Also, don't forget that if you do have something up here like a bike, once you lift the lid on the other side, it's going to take up about 2 more inches of space there. So my personal thoughts about this roof box, especially here on our RAV4, is it looks really good. It's very sleek, very streamlined, but again, it does depend on what type of cargo you're going to be carrying around. This is going to be great for those skis, snowboards, and even your smaller surfboards, but again, for those larger suitcases, you won't have as much room for them in terms of height. Now, if you do like the amount of cubic feet this does, but you do need a little bit more height, some options for you are maybe the Yakima Rocket Box Pro. That one is taller, but not as long. I really like the clamping system here on our Inno box though, so there's really just pros and cons to every box. The question is, which one is the right one for you and your different adventures, and hopefully this video helps solve that. And that was a look at the Inno Wedge Plus rooftop box here on the 2017 Toyota RAV4.